guys, my name is Via, and today I'm going to show you 4 of my favorite methods that I've been using to study with my friends over Zoom. I have been doing this a lot lately, not just because of COVID, but also because all of my friends have either moved away or I've been in a different state than them. And so it's been a really nice way to continue to connect with them and to continue those friendships. Even though we're all really busy with school and work, we're able to at least carve out this time to study together and be able to see each other and not sacrifice any of the stuff that we need to do. In a moment, I'm going to put up a little poster that I made that just summarizes all the methods that I'm going to go over. So if you don't want to watch this whole video, feel free to take a screenshot of this and go off of that. Also, down in the description, I'm going to have the timestamps of each method in this video, so if you want to skip around or only learn about 1 or 2 of the methods, feel free to do that. I'll also be putting this up at the end of the video, so if you want to wait till then to screenshot it, that's fine too. Now let's start off with some basic tips and guidelines for all of the methods. I always like to make sure that I have a nice, comfortable study spot when I'm doing these study sessions, as they can get long. Make sure to have all my study materials, snacks, and water with me so I don't have to get up a lot of times. Another big tip is to schedule with your friends the amount of time at the beginning that you're going to be talking. I find this is really helpful to make sure that everybody stays on schedule, but also to make it kind of fun. You don't want to just start a session with your friends and not talk and catch up, especially if it's been a long time since you've seen each other. Alright, so first up we have the classic method. This one is very straightforward. Basically everybody works on their own thing separately, and there's no particular structure to this at all. You just work on what you want to work on. You guys can have, one person playing music or put yourselves on mute unless you're talking. So it basically just emulates what it's like to study together in person, like at someone's house or at the library. As there's a lot less built-in structure with this method, my biggest tip is to set guidelines before you start studying. This can be done as you are setting up the study session beforehand, or as you are getting started in the first 20 minutes of the call. This is super important so that people feel like they are being able to get work done and not wasting time by getting too distracted. A great way to do this is if somebody really needs to focus for a period of time, they might turn off their camera, or another couple of people, if they want to talk, might just use the chat or go to a separate call for a little while to make sure that everybody feels like they are in an environment where they can work. Of course, if you are one of those people who is able to both study and talk at the same time, and the other people in the group are able to as well, then go ahead and just make sure that everybody's okay with that and continue how you like. Another great way to utilize the study method is if you do a recurring Zoom call. Maybe you and a group of people from your class or just a group of friends agree that every Tuesday afternoon you want to have a study session, and it can be open for a long time and people can come in and out as they are able to join. And so that's just one of the biggest ways that you can make the best use of this method, because once again, there is a lot of variety and a lot of different ways that you can use this since there is no built-in structure. The second method is called the focus study method, and this is when everybody in the call is going to be working on the same thing. Whether you're in the same class or you're just going over the same material, everybody's going to be really involved with talking about and understanding what you're working on. This is by far the most interactive approach, since everybody is going to have a part within it, and whether you guys are studying for an exam, filling out homework, writing a lab report, or whatever it is, everybody's going to be working together so that everyone can improve their understanding of the material. So to be really effective using the study method, I'd recommend that each person comes in the call with an idea of what they are going to be in charge of for that study session. If you guys are studying for an exam, I'd recommend creating a collaborative PowerPoint or Google document as a study guide, and each person be assigned a particular unit or chapter to create test questions, keep a list of vocabulary, and to be able to teach that part of the material to the rest of the group. Similarly, if you're working on a homework assignment or lab report, assign each person or group of people a set of questions to go over, and instead of just giving other people the answers, make sure that they are helping everybody come to the answer on their own. If you use these particular strategies, this will make your study session really effective and actually save a lot of time because you're having other people help you study instead of just studying on your own. And we're on to method 3, the basic Pomodoro. If you've never heard of the Pomodoro method for studying before, it essentially is a way to get in a lot of focused studying within a short period of time while still also having breaks. So what I traditionally like to do is do 25 minutes of studying and take 5-minute breaks. After I do 3 of these 25-minute studying and 5-minute breaks, then I'll usually take a 15 to 20-minute break. So the important thing with this is that while you're on study time, there's absolutely no distractions, no phone, no talking to friends or anything like that, but it's a really great way to not get worn out by doing long periods of studying. When I'm doing this with my friends, it's really nice too because it adds structure to our study session and it naturally gives us time that it's easy to not be talking. My tips for this style of study session include using the share screen feature on Zoom to put the timer on everybody's screens so that everybody can see how much time there is left during the study sessions. The Pomodoro timer that I usually used is called Focus To Do. It's an app that you can get on your laptop, phone, and iPad if you just look it up in the App Store, whichever type of phone that you use, and it's free, which is really nice. So I'll usually share my screen with that, and then after we're on breaks, I'll take it off the screen so that we can talk to each other and see each other's faces. This is a great way to do it because it makes sure that everybody is reminded that we are doing the study time so that nobody is kind of tempted to start talking, especially me. I tend to be the person to distract people the most, so that's my reminder to focus on my work. Another great way to keep from distracting others is to keep a little notepad or your notes app on your phone ready, and whenever you have something that you want to say, to just jot down a little reminder, and then you can bring it up during the break time. That way I don't get stressed that I'm going to forget what I want to say, and I can just continue on studying and not get distracted. For these last 2 methods, I actually filmed study sessions with my friends to further illustrate how this works, as they're a bit more complicated than the first 2. So for this first one, I FaceTimed my friend Emily, and here's the video. Hi, today we are doing a study over FaceTime. This is my good friend Emily. I really miss her. We don't live in the same state anymore, but I at least get to see her through the screen today. And so today we're just going to be studying using the Pomodoro method, where we do 25 minutes of work and then we take 5-minute breaks and just chill. So today I'm writing an essay, which as you can see is blank, so I need to work on that. And then what are you doing today, Emily?
I am starting a statistics project.
Yay! So yeah, we'll just get to work. Because we were using FaceTime, I didn't end up sharing my screen for this one. I just ended up letting Emily know when the time was up. We're both pretty good about not distracting each other during the study time, so it worked out really well. Alright, so we finished a couple of Pomodoros, so now we're just going to take our break time to just chat and hang out. I hope that gave you a good idea of how that method worked, and the next one is pretty similar, but a little bit different, so I will go talk about that now. This last one is my absolute favorite. It's called the Animedoro, and if you haven't heard of that, it's just a longer version of the Pomodoro method. So with this method, once again, someone will share their screen with the timer on it, and you set the timer for an hour, and once you reach the 40-minute mark, everyone finds a good stopping point, whether that's the end of a chapter, the end of a set of notes, or just a good place to stop with your flashcards. And once you find that good stopping point, what we like to do is we'll type it in the chat, or you can text your group chat that you're ready. And once everybody is ready, someone else will start a teleparty with an anime show that you guys are watching together, or with any other type of show that's about 20 to 25 minutes in length. This is super fun because not only do you get to study together, you get to watch a show together, and it's really motivating to have a show that has cliffhangers, especially because then you want to get your studying done so that you can go watch the next episode. So here's a little bit of the study session that I did with my friends Jamie and Caitlin, where we watched part of the disastrous life of Psyche K in between our study sessions. Today we are doing an Animedoro study session. So we're all working on different things, and we're all actually we're in different time zones too, so it's kind of cool. So guys, do you want to introduce yourselves and say what you're working on today? Jamie, you can go first.
Alright, yes, I'm Jamie, and I am in the central time zone, I guess. But I'll be working on redox reactions and just practicing a ton of those over the next hour.
Good times.
I'm next. Okay. I'm Caitlin, and I'm working on for my exam tomorrow, which is the state competency exam for CNA.
Yay.
Wish me luck on that.
You're gonna do great. I'm so excited that it's tomorrow, so soon. Here it is. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen to go to the Pomodoro app that I have on my computer, and I have the settings for an hour and with a 20-minute break. And now I'm just going to start the timer, and we'll put ourselves on mute so that we don't get distracted by each other and just get to work. Along with the same tips for the Pomodoro method, the Animedoro is a bit different in the fact that these sessions are a bit longer, which it definitely doesn't feel long, especially with the longer breaks in between. But it is important to make sure that you have snacks and water, whatever else you need by you to keep you fueled for your studying, and just try not to get overwhelmed by the long time period. Alright, so we have the Netflix party set up to watch our anime. Today we're watching The Disastrous Life of Psyche K, which is super funny. And so, at least how I have my screen is I've moved the zoom to the side so that I can still see my friends. And I have on the main part of my screen, I have the show. Sorry that got cut off because my dog was barking, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like to have the Netflix party set up. So thank you so much for watching this video. That basically concludes it. I hope that this was helpful for you as you're looking for new ways to study with your friends. If you have any questions or any suggestions for different methods I could try, just let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and right now I'm going to put up once more the flyer with the summary so that you can just take a screenshot. Hope you have a wonderful day!